what came to our mind, and we were thinking about the COVID-19. After that, we have part B, and we start with, okay, we prepared photo contest, but nobody wanted to join us, unfortunately. But don't worry, we prepared some pictures, and we are going to share with you these pictures, and we can discuss a little bit about it. If you are ready and if you prepared some pictures, of course, this is a time when you can share with us your thoughts and your feelings and your photos, yeah? After that, we have debate, and the topic is environmental changes before and after pandemic. After this part, there is a presentation which was made by Agelos, and the topic of it is what would a world without humans be like? And the last point of this part is jump board ideas. We would like to change ideas with you. What kind of changes we could make to help our planet. After small break, I don't know, 15 minutes, we can discuss about it later, how much time do you need. And there will be a last part, workshop, and it's my part. I'm going to show you how to create your own face mask without sewing. So the thing we need is like just scissors, t-shirt, expanding t-shirt, pen or pencil, and ruler or measure tape if you have. And that's all. Wait, okay. So, oops. Okay. Now we can start part A. And I'm going to start with a short video. We didn't want to make you bored, so it takes like just 1.5 minutes. We didn't want to prepare some presentation and statistics because we don't, you know, it's better, it's like non-formal education, so it's important to discuss about the problem. Okay, wait, once again, I have to share my screen with you. And this is the video. What? Oh, why? Wait. Oh, so that's why I have to, okay. Sorry for that, we have to wait a little bit. I don't know what happened. I can't do this.
So sorry for the delay. We have technical problems. As you can see, everything sometimes needs more time to work. So I'm gonna move on and wait until our part of the video is ready. So, what are we gonna say today? There is a correlation in my mind between Pandora's box and human greed. Does anyone know what the myth of Pandora's box is and how did it originated from? Okay, so I'm gonna say a few words for Pandora. There is a myth about Pandora's box. It was an artifact connected with the okay, so sorry. There is an idiom that say that any source of great and unexpected troubles comes from the Pandora box. So the Pandora was in the care of a box which it contained all the bad things like misery, death, sickness, and she couldn't contain her curiosity, so she opened the box. The later deceptions that the fatal container, destroyed half of the humankind. That's the myth. So nowadays, a lot of times when you say that you are going asking for it, they say that you are opening the Pandora's box. So our correlation is that when Pandora opened the box, the only thing left inside when she tried very fast to close it was hope, or that's what it translated to. So our human greed has reached to a point that our consuming has side effects like pollution, ice residing, and nowadays some people argue that the plague is created from the effects of our poor uses of earth resources, that we are being punished by the earth. So our greed opened Pandora's box, and now the only thing left for us to do is to try to let hope out also. And by hope, we mean it both literally and figuratively. Of course, hope is us waking up and realizing that we have to stop and look at the results of our actions. Now is the time to revisualize the direction where we need to head it. In the future, we need change, and we need it now more than ever. We all have seen pictures of extreme changes in the nature, in the air after the lockdown. So this is our collation, and I think that Anya is ready now to show you the video.
Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay, perfect. Sorry for the technical problems. Now I'm going to show you the video. I think it will be the good opening of our discussion, later discussion, and in general of our topic. I think we included everything in this video, what we want to tell you. Okay, so we can start. Okay. I'm not sharing my screen anymore. No. Okay. So, I would like to, as a comment, cite the words of Inger Andersen, because I think the video was strong enough to show you the problem. But Inger Andersen, which is a Danish economist and environmentalist, she's also executive director of the United Nations Environment Program. She said that there are too many pressures at the same time on our natural system, and something has to give. And what kind of pressure Inger Andersen was talking about? I think we all know the answer. Human activities, of course. We have changed the planet. We have caused the climate change, air pollution, deforestations, soil degradation, global warming. We have created a global crisis of waste disposal because of our overconsumption. We are overusing natural resources. We are generating unsustainable waste. Our activity is leading to the extinction of species and habitats and loss of biodiversity. And unfortunately, it's true that we have brought chaos to our planet and our souls as well. Inger Andersen added also that we are intimately interconnected with nature, whether we like it or not. If we don't take care of nature, we can't take care of ourselves. And as we hurtle towards a population of 10 billion people on this planet, 10 billion people, we need to go into this future armed with nature as our strongest ally. And this is why we decided to create our webinar. We would like to reflect with you, exchange our ideas. We would like to save our planet somehow. So that's why we want to share our opinion on it. The pandemic showed us we have to reconsider the way we live, and we don't have much time. If we don't do something, it's just a matter of time when we open another Pandora's box. And you know what is Pandora box, because Angelos already explained it to you. Now I think we can jump to the presentation about changes before and after pandemic. I don't know if anyone want to share with us some pictures. Are you prepared? Do you have something, or you want to add something to our presentation? Okay, I think no. Okay, so I can share with you. Okay, and here we have photos. Okay, so how the pandemic has changed the world? Unfortunately, experts don't think this environmental convalescence will last, but during these grim times, let's look at this environment impact of COVID-19 as a glimmer of hope. Okay. Sorry. Okay, once again, because those told me some advice, slideshows over here, so we can start from the beginning. Okay. Okay. Can we start? Yes. This is Venice before pandemic. As you...
It doesn't show. Just
why? Okay, I think we have another technical problem. I don't know why you don't see. Ah, okay. Okay, so maybe I will show you like that. Is it okay? You can see the photos now.
We can't see it.
You can see.
No.
Okay. No, I was.
Okay, now we see.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay, perfect. Oh, too many things. Okay, wait. Here we are. So this is Venice before pandemic. As you can see, there are too many gondolas and the water is not that clear. After pandemic, it was like that. And this is the first picture of Venice. This is another one. In Venice canals, we could see their bottom. Yeah, and even swan and dolphins appeared in Italy's canals. So you can easily see what has changed. Here there is another example. It's North Jakarta, Indonesia. This is a picture from July 2018. And this is almost the same picture, but you can see great difference here. Another picture shows Los Angeles, California. Before pandemic, it is still before pandemic, and after pandemic. You can see how sky is clear. And here you can see also mountain. Here is Milan. The picture was took on January 8th. So before pandemic, and here after pandemic. City in Delhi, India, on October 17th, 2019, and after pandemic. And the last one is Paris, France, wait, sorry, and after pandemic. I don't know if anyone of you would like to tell us what do you think about these pictures? What pictures hit you the most? There is anything what you would like to share with us?
Okay, Bettina, you asked to raise your hand. You are free to speak your mind. Please share with us your insight.
I have seen some of these pictures before, but I haven't seen the Venice one. And I think that's the most striking because it's some days that transportation and pollution is being to a halt because of the containment measures. And all of a sudden, natural life starts to come back to their previous habitats. That's what's most impressive for me. That wild animals, and I've also heard in other places of the world that they suddenly had wild boars or forest animals coming in the city because the noise was much reduced, the pollution, and they felt like they could come to the city.
Thank you very much for your insight, Bettina. Anyone else wants to share his opinion? What do you think about these pictures? I mean, for me, the most shocking picture is the one with India. So yeah, imagine like you cannot see at all the sky, and suddenly when the lockdown happens, there's a whole new picture where things couldn't even imagine that there is such an incredible difference. So I think a lot of people doesn't really noticed it until the lockdown had happened. So we want to move on to some of our questions, and it's kind of a debate if you want to speak about it or not. But what do you think will need to happen so that our way of thinking will change? Like, is our behavior the result that have caused so much distraction in nature? What do you think about it? Does anyone want to say something? Okay, there is also another interesting topic to speak about. It's that, is global warming only caused by us? I mean, there is some stated facts that the Earth cycle, if you go like millions of years before, like when Earth started created, there have been many different ice ages and warm ages. What does that mean? That in the circle of Earth, there is a lot of times that there is an ice age and then the ice is melting. Of course, we people, with our behavior and our consuming and all the waste and all the pollution that we create in Earth, we have fastened the circle and make it like when it's supposed to happen in 500 years, it will happen in 50 years. So yes, we are at fault and we have destroyed the circle of Earth, but there is also the idea that Earth will melt its ice because the seasons are changing, and then they will create another ice age. So this is another interesting point of view. It's kind of controversial, but what I'm trying to share with you, and if you want to speak about it, please feel free. If anyone has any suggestions or questions, you can raise your hand and speak your mind. Okay, so then I'm giving the floor to Anya to make some of her questions. Anya, you may speak.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, so maybe you would like to answer another question. Do you think individual choices do matter for environment? Because a lot of people think that, okay, we don't have to collect or segregate trashes because, you know, it won't have big impact on environment because we are not politicians, we don't create government, so our choices don't matter. What do you think about it?
Yes, Bettina, you raised your hand. I'm giving you the floor.
I think in this, it's very simple logic, because the problems that we are facing now at an environmental level have been built up by individual choices, because the market wouldn't have worked if each and every consumer and citizen was not buying, for example, too much meat, or was not driving their car for minimal distances. All the lifestyle changes that we are now seeing as a population trait or at a large scale, it it is created by tiny pixels of individual changes. And if we revert these individual choices, we revert the overall effect.
Thank you so much. I would like to also show you, I don't know if I can do this, I will try. Wait once. Just tell me if you see the website. Can you?
No, we see the folder webinar on the folder.
Okay, so I think I will need Agalo's help once again. Sorry for that.
Okay, we're experiencing another technical difficulty. Please give us one moment. We're very sorry.
Okay. So we didn't have technical problem, it was just me. But Agalos explaining once again everything. So here I just wanted to show you some pictures which were made by some French artist. I'm not going to pronounce his name and surname because he's French and I don't know French, so I don't want to do this. But here you can see how many trashes we produce each year. And when I saw these pictures first time, I was shocked because I didn't realize how many trashes we are producing. I mean, this is daily products, yeah? Milk, it's also milk or I don't know, maybe some orange juice or something like that. Here, package from cigarettes, some chemicals, detergents, newspapers. Now we can use online newspapers, so we don't have to buy the printed one, yeah? And of course, plastic. We use a huge amount of plastics. And we, I don't know if anyone should buy water from plastic bottle because we have great tap water in Warsaw, here in Athens as well. And okay, toilet papers. I didn't realize that it's a problem, but it was funny because only in Italy I have found toilet papers without this texture, yeah? Without this, I don't know how to say it, the core of the toilet paper, let's say. Only in Italy I have found toilet papers and inside it was another toilet paper, just it was roller, yeah? And it's simple thing and, in general people don't think about it. And I think this is the main problem, yeah? We are not aware of such simple things, yeah? Okay, so that's all.
We can't hear you. Sorry, we can't hear you. Your microphone is muted.
Okay, I'm really sorry about it. Thank you very much. Okay, so what I was saying is that right now, the site that we watched through Anya's is that what we consume on each house every year. So in 365 years, 65 days, of course, this is the garbage that each house collects. It's an incredible amount if you look at the plastic, at the deodorant, at the toilet paper even. This part cannot be recycled if you throw it out in the rubbish like that. So it's an incredible waste of resources and more pollution to the earth. So what I'm going to say now is I'm going to move to the next part. And the next part is something that, like a PowerPoint presentation that I have created. And what it is about, it's like, let's say that what would happen if we disappear today, if human nature, if human this day disappeared. Let's say that humans have done a number on the planet. We created a mess with our industrialization, the creation of toxic chemicals, garbage dumps, ocean filled with plastics. The damage that we have done on Earth is incredible. So what will happen? Does anyone have an idea on what is the first thing that will happen when we disappear from the Earth? If today we stop being a part of the Earth. So, okay, the first thing that's going to happen is that electricity is going to run out. And since everything like machines and power plants and factories are being used and worked by electricity, there will happen a lot of problems. First of all, let's say that airplanes and cars will start falling from the sky and there will be a chain reaction of explosions. So this is a big problem. After that, all the domestic animals that we have been using so far, like pigs, like cows, the stock that we have so we can create food is like 1.5 billion of cows, 1 billion of pigs, and 20 billion of chickens. All of those will either try to escape their houses where they're being kept for livestock, or they will die of hunger. The other step is that most pets that we have in our house will have to either be feral or they're going to die of starvation. The animals that are going to thrive the most are the flying ones, because there will be no electrical fences, nothing stopping them from moving forward. So yeah, after that, we have so many nuclear power plants. And what does that mean? Those power plants are being maintained and used by electricity. So after several months, we will have a chain reaction of explosions, and that will create an incredible weight of radioactive. So we'll have an incredible amount of destruction, and a lot of animals will die of cancer. Then you can see that all the animals dying from starvation. But then after the explosions, there will be a lot of fires and everything will be waste. So what's after that? The planet will start recycling itself and it will trying to rebirth. So we'll have some animals going around, the wild animals will thrive, lions and elephants will be found anywhere. And as you can see in this picture, there will be a huge drop of asteroids, but those won't be an asteroid. It will be all the satellites that are being rotating around Earth. And after 3 years, every piece of satellite will drop down because there will be no maintenance and no one to use them. So they will come closer to the gravity and they will fall down. After that, you can see that Earth has its way. So after a little while, there will be the roads will be started being destroyed through mold, through corrosion. So we will have new plants and new territory everywhere. This is a picture where it's a simulation of what will happen after 30 years of non-human activity. So you can see this is a city where no one is there and there is only plants and animals. And this is what Las Vegas will look like. So the sun will take over everything. And this is a very important thing to think about, because right now we have been using everything. We have been destroying and we don't care about anything. So it will help the earth. And after 300 years, so through metal erosion, all metal things will start to deteriorate and destroy it. And this is a picture of the Eiffel Tower where it's going to be destroyed totally and brought down to the ground. Also, all of wooden structures will also be destroyed through many different termites and time destroying them. The only thing that's going to last the most of time is electric dams, because they are mostly self-efficient. But of course, after many years, all of them will be destroyed. So the thing that will last this time are probably only the pyramids, the Pisa, and this mountain where all the American presidents have been created. So after many years, like 1,000 years, there will be no sign of human interaction that will have been there, only those true monuments that have been already lasted for 1,000 years. So this is my presentation. I hope that you liked it or you find it interesting at least. So anyone has a comment on your view or anything that you want to add after seeing this video? If you want to speak, raise your hand as normal. Okay, Bettina, thank you so much for participating. Can you please share your input?
Yes, I like the presentation, but I think it focused more on what traces of human beings will be left. I think that after the first cascade of events with the explosions and the nuclear escape, etc., I think that every species has a specific impact on the environment and on the other species. Now, humans are in every ecosystem, almost every ecosystem in planet Earth, and I think that if they stop existing, actually the biodiversity is going to increase. The more species are going to recover their population. They are going to increase in numbers again. Not only, first of all, because we won't have any hunting, there will not be habitat loss and, the destruction of the Amazon forest, etc. But also without pollution, insects are going to do better. So, because different chemicals affect different species of insects, and insects play a very vital role for the plants. So when they increase and they can cross-pollinate better, I think there will be again an increase, not just of the green that we have now, but an increase in the general biodiversity. So I think what I want to say is that we have to care for the environment, not because we are really hurting the environment. The environment has many phases. I mean, the ecosystems can adapt, but we are hurting ourselves and the way we can survive in the ecosystem.
Thank you so much for your input. You're right, and I was waiting for someone to speak about it, and then I'm gonna speak about it, because it's true. Earth can cope without us. If we don't exist, Earth will do just fine. Animals are gonna thrive. There will be less animals facing extinction. Of course, some animals like pets that we have created, like bulldogs, like canis, those animals are not gonna last, because they are gonna be the target of bigger animals to eat, because if any animal would survive, they should be feral. Insects are gonna thrive, there will be more plantations, so they're gonna feed off nectar and flowers. So yeah, my point is that even if we disappear today, Earth will be fine, and Earth was already fine even before us. It's been around for many millenniums. So my point of view is that we should take care of Earth for ourselves, because we cannot do without Earth, but Earth can do without us. So that was my idea. I hope you find it interesting. Does anyone else want to talk about it? Of course, yes, Bettina.
Sorry, I just had a question. You showed some pictures like how it would look like after 300 years, a simulation. What is the source? I mean, is there a project that people do these simulations? Is it fantasy or is it scientific based?
Actually, it's kind of scientific. There's many documentaries on that. BBC have also done some documentaries about that. And if you go and look it up in the internet, you will find many different ideas and many different. A lot of people have different ideas, and that's normal. So I picked the most used one and the one that make more sense to me. There are also different ideas outside in the internet, but yeah, I try to make it more scientific because I use the correlation between BBC. So that's the answer to your question.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. So after that, as you can see, we need change. And what does that mean? Today, let's say that today we're starting anew and we need change. We are in a new day and we are starting. So what should we do to change and help ourselves and nature? So I'm gonna paste a link on, I'm very sorry, I'm gonna paste a link on the chat, so you're gonna be redirected to a Jamboard. What is a Jamboard? Jamboard is a place where everyone can edit and create little post-its. If you go into the website right now, the link that I used, you will see that there is a big white piece of paper. You can see on the right there is pens, eraser, post-it, sticky notes. So what I want you to do, if you feel comfortable with it, I want you to write your ideas. Today we're starting anew. We have the chance to create something different, to help nature and us live together without destroying it. What should we change? So we're going to give you like 5 to 10 minutes to create your ideas. You can put it on post-it, so you can create, and after that 5 to 10 minutes, we're gonna come back and discuss about them. Thank you very much. You're free to join and tell us your ideas.
Είναι τόσο κακή παρουσίαση, επειδή είστε φίλοι του γελάτε. Είναι
Okay, I have been just informed that the chat is only for the ones that have Microsoft Teams and not member can see them. So if you want, please send me, write your emails, and I will send you the Jamboard link so you can join it. I'm really sorry for this problem and inconvenience, but if you're interested in participating on our different ideas on how to change the world, please write your email, then I'm gonna email you the link right now. Okay, welcome back everyone. Let's see. So as we have, I see that you have put in some of your ideas here on this white piece of paper. So this is a new day. We're gonna start anew and we're gonna create something better. So as you can see, I see many ideas. Some of them is about using public transport, use a bike, keep healthy. It will help you be more healthier, more strong, obviously, but it will also help with not pollution. Using public transport is a kind of a different idea, but still it doesn't fix the problem totally. But the thing about electric vehicles, I like it a lot. Like if you support a new technology and you're not wasting and creating petrol ones, which creates more pollution, I think we're going to a nice way into the future. I can see also a very nice idea about think before you print. Like we live in a digitalized area where you shouldn't use paper that much. There is also another idea which says technology help us reduce waste, like newspaper and photo paper. So yeah, we don't have to print our photos and later those photos become waste, or you don't have to buy newspaper. Everything you need, you can find it on the internet. So no more paper waste. You should also use eco-friendly and recycled products. And most of all, stop wasting materials. Those ideas are kind of common, but so much important. Also, one of the best, keep the sea clean. Of course, stop throwing trashes everywhere. This is one of the most important, but people don't think about it. Like they open their window and they throw something outside. You shouldn't do that. Those plastic bottles that you throw into the sea, they will take like 300 years to deteriorate, and because of them, many fish life will die. Also, I can see that there is another idea, like share things that you don't need. There are people in need out there, and if you have, how can I say it? If you have clothes that you don't need, share with them. Of course, replace plastic or use a different one. There are so many different ways to drink your coffee nowadays. You don't need the classic plastic straw. You can find one even from pasta. There is a new innovative way of drinking your coffee through a big pasta. So why not? Of course, you have to be, everything of these changes needs to be economic also. So let's not forget that even if we're using air conditioning, lights, we're still wasting energy, and those energy creates more pollution. So yeah, those are some of very unique ideas, and some of them are common, but still so much important. So thank you so much for your ideas. I really like them all. This we're gonna post it on our website also, so you can always check it out. And then we're gonna move on to our workshop, which will be held by Anya. See, we're gonna show you how to create a mask out of things that you can find at your home. Before you start, let me say that you will need for this to be able to happen an old blouse, scissors, and a ruler and a pen. Stuff that you can find anywhere. So we will start like 2 minutes. Anya will open her camera and start creating her way. Okay, so see you 2 minutes.
If you are speaking, we cannot hear.
Okay. Now we can talk about why making your own face mask is important to environment. We are going to discuss about some benefits. And first of all, if you create your own face mask from clothes you can find in your home, you will not litter environment. The problem is that the large consumption of disposable masks causes enormous environmental pollution. And demand for face masks is in the billions, and they are not recyclable. Millions of them end up in sea and oceans. Experts warn that soon there may be more masks than jellyfish in the Mediterranean Sea. And imagine a population of 7 million people wearing 1 or 2 masks per day. Obviously, this amount will devastating environment. I read also in the internet that if you leave face mask in the water long enough and bacteria and algae grow on it, it smells like food to the turtles. And you can easily imagine when turtles eat such a piece of material, they will die soon and in great, huge agony. Other benefit, it's that you can be zero waste. Because the problem is that annually we sell and buy billions t-shirts globally. And the total amount of clothing bought in the UK in 2016 was over 1 million tons. And we have to be aware of the fact that clothes don't just miraculously appear in our shop. They are produced using materials, energy, and water. And of course, this production produced greenhouse gas emissions too. I found some informations some statistics that in 2016, the UK's clothing was responsible for a huge 26 million tons of greenhouse gas emissions alone. Another problem is that today we make clothes from polyester or acrylic, and this is a form of plastic. It's a byproduct of the oil and gas industry, and it's estimated that it takes about 70 million barrels of oil to produce the polyester used in fabric each year. At the same time, producing polyester is incredibly heat intensive, meaning that it needs a lot of energy and water because they have to cool in it. Polyester is also dyed before it becomes your clothes using dye, which is toxic to humans and of course for animals. Even if you buy new clothes, which are made from natural materials, they are going to have an environmental impact. Because cotton is commonly used in clothing production, either on its own or mixed with polyester cotton, is incredibly thirsty plant. It takes 1,100 gallons of water to make just 1 pair of jeans. It also requires a lot of pesticides to grow. So this is why we should give our old t-shirts second life and just don't throw them away. Other benefits of homemade clothes mask can be like you will save your money. It's obviously that during pandemic, the price of mask increased even by several 100%. So you won't have to buy disposable mask anymore because you will have your own and you can just wash it whenever you will need. You can help the local medics and hospitals by making masks for them. A lot of hospitals suffer due to lack of masks. It was something we did in Poland. We helped medicals and hospitals, and we, produced ourselves and we gave it to the hospitals. You can also help the local medics and hospitals by using your own if you use your own homemade mask, you allow to buy certificate mask for those who need them. So for medics, dentists, etc. And you can improve your comfort because the mask you buy in the shop or pharmacy or whenever you can get them are made in one shape pattern. And when you make your own homemade mask, you can better fit it to your face. And this is something which will allows you to avoid any discomfort. So I need few minutes, as told you before, Agalos. We need scissors, we need t-shirt, and ruler. Or if you don't have ruler, it's even better. What? Okay. And stop sharing. Agus gave me some advices, and once again, close it. Okay. So as I told you before, we need scissors, we need ruler. I have measure tape, and it's even better because you can measure exactly how big mask do you need. And the t-shirt, of course. It's better if you have expanding t-shirt. The bigger you have, is better. But just take what you have. Yeah, I will show you how to do this very easily and quickly. So we are back in 2 minutes. If you need more time to prepare yourself, just let us know. Okay, hello once again. Welcome in the practical part of our webinar. We are going to prepare our mask. Sorry, I have to move camera and shift it right here. If you have any question on if you won't understand something, just raise your hand and I will explain once again everything to you. Okay, so what we have to do first is you have t-shirt like that. Can you see it? Yes, sorry, I hope you see it. We have to fold the t-shirt in a way we will be able to cut 2 layers of material. And t-shirt has to be placed in a way that the side seam, this is the side seam, occur in the middle, some like that. Here is a side seam. And another layer is here and also has the same place. Okay, like that. So seam sides should stick together, as you can see here. And now we have to, I don't know if you have the tape measure. If you have the tape measure, you can, and now I have to shift the camera once again. You have to measure the distance, let's say from the half of the cheek to the half of the cheek, like that. Let's say I have 21. If you want to measure height of your mask, you have to put the measure tape here from a nose to the chin area. And it's 14. I think it's like a standard size. If you don't have the tape measure, it's okay. We can assume that you will need more or less the same size as I have. It's like 21 wide and 15, let's say 15 height. And you have to remember that every time you have to add extra 4 centimeters. So if we have 21, we have to add 4 centimeters. So we have 25 centimeter wide and 19 centimeter high. Once again, I have to do like that. So what we are going to do is just to cut off the material with the proper dimensions. So we have to measure it. We can start to cut from this edge, because if you want to prepare more mask, you will have space for it, yeah? You can prepare even 4. Yeah, I think 4 it's the proper amount. Okay. We need some pencil to mark the points. Like here we have 25 and we need 19 here. Why we need this extra centimeters, I will explain you later. You will see why we need them. And once again, it was 25 here and 25 here. And 19 here. Okay. Now we can cut off the material. Let's start from this side. I don't have scissors for specialists, but you know, it doesn't matter. I can do it anyway. It's now here. Okay, and as you can see, we have a piece of material like that. Okay, I'm not the master of cutting off, but it doesn't matter. We are not professionalists. So here you can see that there is, on this edge, the material is not bonded together. So if we will have like needles, we could sew it, but we don't want to sew in it. So we just need to cut little strips. First, you should have like 7 millimeters strip from the edge. Let's say something like that. And after that, from the edge, you need about 2 centimeters. So the bigger strip. And once again, the small strip, about 7 millimeter. And the bigger one, about 1.5. I remind you that it's just about, so we don't have to be precise very much. The smaller one and the bigger one, the smaller one, the bigger. Okay. Let's say it's okay. Just don't cut too much material because your mask won't be that big as you want, yeah? So we cut it in this place. And you have to cut off the bigger stripe, like that. You just keep the smaller one and you cut off the bigger one. And you do the same way with other stripes. Whoops. Okay. I hope you follow me and you don't have any problems. If you have some problem, just tell me. And raise your hands, I mean your hand in the Microsoft Teams. The bigger one. Okay. And now what you have to do next, look, it should look like that. Can you see this? Oops. The smaller stripes and the bigger ones I cut off. Now, because there is a space, the material is not bonded, we have to tie them in a knot, like the normal one. Like, okay, you don't tie your shoes like that because it's not this way, but the normal knot, you have to make the normal knot. One stripe by one stripe. It's very easy. Of course, the longer strips you have, the easier. But as I told you, we didn't want to make that long because our mask would be too small. Oops. You have to remember to tie them very strong because when you wash it, you know, it can be destroyed. So we want to avoid it. We want to keep our mask in good condition. Okay. So it should looks like that. Yeah, can you see? The material is bonded. Okay. So what we are doing next, we can leave this piece of material now, and we have to prepare stripes. Once again, we have to put our material in a way where we will be able to cut the long strips like that. There is the half of the t-shirt. We should prepare strip like 2 centimeters wide, let's say. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, remember. And we have something like that. We can stretch it, can you see? And now we have perfect stripe, like that. And another one, the same way, 2 centimeters wide. Says okay. We can stretch it once again. If you have a t-shirt, cotton t-shirt, you will have even better strip, yeah? Because material is better for preparing strips. Okay, so we are back to our mask. Now we can turn it over and put one stripe inside, like that. And another one by one. Okay. Once again, you can tie it like you tie your shoes or in a knot. Of course, don't do this very strong because you don't know how much material, how much centimeters you will need. You can correct the length later. And we are doing the same way with another strip. Of course, later we can cut off the ends of strips. So we turn over our mask once again, and it's almost done. We can turn over material because we want our mask to look pretty and aesthetically. Of course, everything what is inside after has to be cut off. Maybe it's too much. Okay, something like that. Okay, and done. Wait, I will show you the result. Of course, I will make it smaller after that, but you can see it works. And you can use the t-shirt whatever you like. Just don't throw away your old stuff. You can give them a new life. So I don't know if anybody has any question, or do I have to explain something more? If you have any question or any doubt, you can raise your hand. If not, that's all. I hope you enjoyed it, and you are going to prepare a lot of masks for you and for your family and friends. Okay, thank you very much for the participations. And I don't know, Agalos, do you want to say something more? Thank you very much, guys.
Okay, guys, we saw Anya's workshop. I hope you learned something, or if you could follow her, create your own mask, or you will create one and stop buying ones from the pharmacy to have the environment and help your pocket also, which is very important. I really hope that you learned some things and you have some thoughts about what we should do and how we should change. This was our very first webinar. I know it wasn't a very much effective one, but at least I hope those who participated learned some new things and could grow up their awareness and their critical thinking about environmental issues more in the future. I really thank you for all your participation and your patience through all this webinar. You can always contact us by email on our website on ECHO. And thank you again one more time for your participation. Yes, of course, before you leave, you can speak.
Are we going to take certificates of participation? How can we do that? Can we send you an email?
You can send us your ID, your details, and we will create one certificate for you. You will get it with an email in the next few days.
With the name, surname, and like.
Yeah, you will need your surname, date of birth, and that's all the information that we need.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
No problem. Anything else, anyone, before we close this webinar? Thank you very much for your time, guys. I hope we will see you in another webinar with with the same participation and more people and more interesting stuff for you. See you.